Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Turn it up, crank it up. Smash the like button, boys and girls. Happy Monday to you. Ooh. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of High Top Sports. Happy Monday to all of you. Some fantastic things have happened today. The Florida Gators decided to get it done as they are moving on. They're moving on in the College World Series for baseball, moving on to the Super Regionals. Boys got it done against Oklahoma State, and the girls did something that hasn't been done in quite a long time. Took down Oklahoma. Their first loss, they were 20-0 in the College World Series, then being Oklahoma. They show up against tomorrow to move on to the championship, the College World Series championship, if they beat Oklahoma tomorrow. And Oklahoma's on a 3 national championship tear in a row. So this could be absolutely huge. I think we probably will match up against Texas, who ruled us just the other night. So going to be a doozy one. But all in all, it's a fun time right now to be a Florida Gator. I feel like we've done this the last 2 years now, the offseason. Basketball had a nice little run, kind of, sort of. The baseball, golf was making a tear last year. Now baseball's rocking and rolling, and so is softball. So tomorrow should be electric. Should be a good time. Be sure to tune in and get fired up. But we got some recruit news to talk about. We had a decommit that happened today. We're going to get into that. What does that mean? And then we'll discuss the commitments, the visits that happened this weekend. My thoughts. What's funny is I had some thoughts and opinions on certain people. You saw kind of what was going on around the league in college football, and I was putting together my own agenda because we had Keith Napier on. And then I saw Keith Napier kind of wrote similar things that I was going to talk about. I mean, great minds think alike. So I'll reference his article that he spoke about. And then Nick Del Toro is, I think, just dialed in with the weightlifting program, which I love tremendously. We know how I talk about this time and time again because he wrote a little article, and I love this article. Tyler Miles, is becoming one of my favorite guys, part of the staff. And I'll get into that, of course, here in just a moment. But be sure to smash the like button, subscribe. Happy Monday to all of you. Good to see you. Happy to have you. Jeff Finch, Gator for life. Andrew Apple, what's going on? Scott O2O. Kawan McLeod, who decommitted. Rob Little, present. Dave Swolder, Sizzled, Manizzled, Marizzo, Dalton McFussness. I love it. Good to see y'all. Smash the like button from Gorilla Toes. Let's get it and let's go. So first off, order business. Josiah Abdullah has decommitted 2025 wide receiver, 3-star wide receiver. Now look, when this happened, I didn't panic. I never panic, especially after the big weekend that we had. My assumption before I read anything was there must have been some moves going into a different direction this weekend. There may have been some knobs changed and some handles turned, and we're going to get into that later on in the show as Keith Napier actually spoke about that in one of his articles about 2 targets in the direction of trend moving upwards. A lot of recruits, and look, he came on the show on Wednesday, gave a great perspective. He gets called as the negative Nelly. I can't remember what his nickname was, because he gives like a very neutral perspective on it, not just kind of sunshine pumper, which we know how we do here. And he was very positive on the vibe that he got from this weekend, which was exciting because, again, going into the weekend, he was a little more, I would say, melancholy on how the weekend would flow out. And now reading some of his articles, feels very positive on how things ended up. We're also going to talk about some quarterback play that happened, that unfolded in the last 48 hours as well, which I thought was very interesting. But yes, Josiah Abdullah has decommitted. Again, this 2025 stuff, man, that thing's moving like crazy. This is now the second person to decommit, I believe. Peyton Joseph and now Josiah Abdullah. I think that was only 2. I could forget. It moved so damn quickly. We'll see if hopefully the other guys that seem to be committed thus far obviously seem to be locked in. So we'll see how that plays out. But before we get into any more of the recruiting talk, I do want to talk about this. Tyler Miles, our strength and conditioning coach. So they're getting back into workouts again, getting back into a routine, and a couple of things. There was a leg workout that happened where Graham Mertz said it was rough, went to them to dark places. What I found very interesting is that Tyler does the workout the week before. So I found reading the article that he is working out ahead of everybody. So he goes through their entire process to see how his body reacts, to see how he recovers, right? To see how he's nutritioning, those things, and then tinkers with it. And then obviously, as I'm sure the exercise goes on, he's able to move it a little bit more. But there is just something that just roused me up about a leader that is willing to put their hand into the dirt and know exactly what you're going through. It's a massive for myself, right? When I manage sales guys, I talk about it all the time. During the tax day, I hopped on the phones, took some calls. Your perspective of the entire thing changes, right? You know the role, but you're away from it for so long, you kind of forget the day ins and day out things, and you're able to go in and go, hey, this is kind of a waste of time. Let's cut this, let's cut that. And you do that by diving into it, right? By getting focused and being able to get your hands dirty. And this is exactly what, in my opinion, what he's doing here. And I love it. The other big thing, and I don't know if we weren't doing this last year, it was noted in the article, and I kind of talked about this given the changes during the offseason, but the players are required to eat on campus so they can follow their nutrition much more closely before. And I think we can all agree, we felt like that seemed to be going by the wayside, what was being eaten. And when we would talk to the players, I actually would ask them like, hey, how is the nutrition? Because I find it very intriguing, because I think if you've worked out and you've attempted to have an abs or any of those things, you'll understand that 60% to 70% of how you look and how you feel comes down to diet. People will bust their ass off in the gym, then go party all week and eat and drink, and then go work all week. And like, why am I getting six pack? Well, Cindy, you just smashed 3,000 calories for 4 days in a row, and you're still smashing 2,600 calories. Like, it's not going to work. So those things are a big factor, and you can do a lot of work in the gym, but you're not going to see the maximum result if you're not complemented with a great diet. And you saw the numbers. We talked about it just last week. The numbers are incredible. To put on 5% of muscle, 5 pounds of muscle in a 4-month time period, that thing has to be regimen. You're not just going in and busting your ass. This is a two-party system that is working to this direction. And I talked about it when we fired or let go, whatever we did with the nutritionist, and brought in somebody new, the guy from Washington, to work. And the guy who also eats with them is also part of the strength and conditioning staff. I don't know how much of a part he is now, but I know when Thickneck left, I can't remember where he went off to now. I can't remember his name. Craig Fitzgerald. They were definitely working in the cohesion, the nutritionist, and I believe he stepped in for the time being with Tyler as well. And then obviously Tyler skyrocketed to the top. So much more cohesion going on in between the strength and conditioning and obviously eating. And they're like, Sheldon, why does all this matter? It's March, or it's June, excuse me. Who cares about, God, bro, we're 3 months away. Holy shit, sorry. Who cares about all these things? But look, we've talked about it time and time again, and those that have been following know where I'm heading with this, is that right now coaches can't go on the field. They can't talk with the players. They can't communicate with the players unless it's in the meetings. But football-wise, they can't meet with them. Tyler is the head coach right now. He is who they're handing them off to. And to hear these things, it has to make you feel good as a Florida Gator that we are in a guy in great hands that truly cares about this program, that truly cares about the direction of it. This isn't to say that the guy before them wasn't caring, but just the attention to detail definitely aligns with what Billy Napier and how he functions. I think we can all agree on that. And just the papers and the numbers. And look, I think this fits into this world where it is very paperisk and following the numbers and the data to support yourself and to see the results on the field in strength and conditioning wise. So I love that. I know it may seem a little outside the realm, but these things intrigue me. I get deep into the weeds with this stuff. We're in the middle of June. I love it. I know some of you enjoy it. A lot of you had a great feedback on that, so I figured I'd continue to keep you guys updated with that noise there. Also, a lot of feedback on the last show with Will Griffin, the quarterback, and your thoughts and opinions. A lot of people felt that he could reclassify with how things are headed, which I thought maybe I was reaching. Some people felt that he was old enough. I read. Now, again, I know not everybody has a clue of what's going on. Some people kind of different opinions, but I think there was a pretty good understanding that, look, this could be a possibility of him flipping. So, very interesting stuff there. And we'll continue to monitor. Look, I love that Nick has given us, his baseball takes, but also we're able to see the strength and conditioning information. We're getting more of it than we have in the past, which I enjoy. So good stuff there, boys. Almost 200 people in the chat. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. But before we do anything else, before we talk about this big recruiting weekend and where I think Florida is headed in the quarterback room, again, I have my thoughts and opinions based on what was spoke about, based on what we spoke to Keith about, and then based on what news dropped today. A lot of things that I'm basing my hypothesis on, and then Keith's hypothesis was similar, given the fact that I did speak to him on Wednesday. So all these things kind of coincide. Let's give you a quick public service announcement. Let's pay the bills really quick, okay? Think you've mastered the look in sweatpants and joggers. You're one step away from pajamas in public. Your significant other said you look like a slob. It's time to show your sexy ass in jeans. If you take anything from our show today, it's that the perfect jean just isn't another pair of stiff, uncomfortable, nut-crushing pants. They've cracked the code to solving all your denim difficulties. And the best part, they make 6 fits from skinny to thick, waist size from 26 to 50, and lengths from 26 to 38. So whether you're thick, daddy, short, king, or anything in between, they perfectly fit your body and accentuate your assets. Pun intended. Trust us when we say they are truly effing perfect jeans. Once you try them, you'll never go back. You guys, you know I love them. I talk about them almost every other show. I'm probably tired of hearing about these denim jeans, but like I said, they fit phenomenal. I love wearing my jeans when I throw these bad boys on. I feel more confident. I look good. They're a nice, they look like a nice dress pants. You kind of throw like a nice little long sleeve, little button right here, little belt buckle. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that I'm hitting on all cylinders and I'm firing on all cylinders when I throw on these bad boys, but I'm not missing, okay? Trans isn't missing. That's all I'm saying, boys. I'm not skipping any steps there. It's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order, plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use the code HIGHTOP15 at checkout. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with promo code HIGHTOP15. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. F your khakis and get yourself the perfect jeans. All right, boys, let's get it. Monday, the new best night of the week. I don't know, man. Wednesdays is a whole other level. Wednesdays is something special. I appreciate that, though. Look, Mondays have their own place in my heart. I got to tell you, especially during the season. We get Stephen Harris on here. Champs Corner gets it flowing. I love Mondays because I learn. I get to know more. Wednesdays, I get to let it flow. I talk my shit. Mondays, depending on what happens, could be some shit flowing too. But Mondays are going to be more so during the season with Stephen Harris. It is a knowledgeable night, boys. We break down some film. It is awesome to pick his brain and to talk those things. So, look, I don't know if it's best night in the week, but it's close. It's close. We might just be the best show during the week. You know what I mean? We could be going for that next. Start ramping up a little bit. Also, boys, we're at 20,800 subs. We're like 200 away from 21,000 subs. So be sure to smash the like button. And, of course, subscribe. So, look, massive weekend. A lot of positivity came from the weekend. Let's talk about quarterback play. So, we talked with Keith last week. 3 guys in the running. Now, Will Griffin committed this weekend, which I've been talking look, and we talk couple, hey, stick with me here, all right? We got the big, crazy, conspiracy theory, umbrella here, what's going to happen, how I think this is going to roll out here. Will Griffin commits. Possibility he could reclassify and then redshirt immediately, because it makes sense. If he doesn't, it still works out. It's no harm, no foul. But for the sense of on paper, getting a 2025 quarterback, that's why I see it would make sense. Because this 2025 quarterback room is getting very thin in the possibilities of what's out there, because most of these guys are already committed, right? So the 3 guys that were on the list when we talked to Keith, in this order, I would say, was Keelan Russell, Jamel Jones, then Antoine Hill being third. Antoine Hill's been heavily pursued by Memphis, who's been throwing a bag because of their new FedEx NIL situation and the lucrative ability to be able to play right away, which we all know at Florida is not going to be there given the DJ Lagway situation. But the development, being able to play under DJ Lagway, that's also very lucrative that he wouldn't have at Memphis. So there's going to be that back and forth, which I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on that in a minute. Keelan Russell just today was fong bombed, and I saw it immediately go, okay, this is down to 2 quarterback race, and Jamel Jones, and now, of course, Antoine Hill. Keith even said this weekend is going to be a deciding factor on Antoine, because they sit down, they say, hey, Antoine, can you look at this? Can you tell us what you're seeing here? How are you feeling? Could alter their feeling and how much they want to go in on Antoine Hill. According to Keith, that vibe has ramped up. They liked what they saw this weekend. They liked their conversations. They feel good about that and where they're at with it. I think they just understand the competition that they're dealing with. And Memphis. Jamel Jones has incredible stats coming out of high school. There's a size issue there at 6 foot. And obviously he is committed to FSU as well. So I don't know. I think they're still working on lining up him for an official visit, which if that doesn't happen, then obviously that's going to go away. If we land on Antoine Hill, that's a big pickup. If not, I don't know where we go. Could we lose a year? We've already done that with the portal and with the transfer portal and how you can pick up guys now. It's not completely out of the water. So we'll see. But it is an interesting situation with the quarterback room and how this will play out. I think Antoine has an official visit to Memphis coming up here. and then we'll be making a commitment. And I think Trammell wasn't going to be making an official visit towards this fall for Florida, and I think Antoine plans to commit before then. I think that was also kind of the hiccup of like the time that they would be getting Trammell there. It's like we may miss out on it if we don't double down on this guy now, right? Like if we play the risk for Trammell Jones, who we're not completely sold on, we may miss out on both. So we got to pick who we want to love right now. And it seems that Antoine seems to be the guy that they're going to love and hold and cherish moving into these next couple of months. So definitely keep an eye on that. Again, I think the ability to play right away, Memphis is making some power moves. They're making some upgrades, some changes, going all in as every program should. And again, FedEx is backing them tremendously. It's going to be a hard one to pull over. It's going to be hard to pull over, simple as it is. So we will see. Muddy says, "Oh yes, so many top wide receivers considering this, which is why I believe the staff encouraged the kid to decommit." Yeah. So what was funny is, look, we've talked about this from going way back. Is that sometimes it's not a mutual disagreement, but the college will come and say, "Hey, this isn't going to work out. We're going to go another direction. So no need to waste your time committed to us because we're pursuing other ventures here. Go out there and get those offers that you had." But the school's not going to say that. That's just not how the school operates. So he decommits. Keith's article again kind of looked like it was like, yeah, Florida seemed to make some major headway with wide receivers they didn't know where they felt comfortable with before. And this is something that I've been talking about for quite some time. Is with the DJ Lagway coming in, you got to think we've got to be a little more appealing to big time targets, especially in the 2025 class. And look, well, Graham Mertz isn't going to play a factor into that, but things are starting to come together, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But look, these are the two guys that he's talking about, Joshua Moore, and you see we're leading for both of these candidates currently. Joshua Moore excites me because he's 6'3.5", 6'4", 206, that big size wide receiver that we're constantly talking about, because I think we can all agree we've got a room full of speedsters. Okay, we've got that part covered. I want a big target going on the line where old DJ can just sling it up and go get it. A little Mike Evans action. You know what I'm saying? Then Deshaun Montgomery also leads the way for Florida. Another 4-star wide receiver, 6'1", 165, another great size wide receiver. So both of these guys right now, as you can see, lead the way over the big three for both schools, essentially. And top rated wide receivers, Joshua is a top 200, while Nashawn is a 243. So look, how much more room do we have for wide receivers? I see this room probably going 4, if I had to guess. Losing what was his name? Josiah Abdullah. It kind of is what it is. It's just the name of the game. So look, I never hate to see a kid go. It is what it is. But for me, if this is the direction that we're headed, then those things excite me. Christian says Gatorade deal speaking volumes to the recruits. I really think that it did. I really think that it put. Look, although we know after speaking with his agent that this was a lot of third-party action, but this tells you that the logo still carries weight, right? The logo carries weight. The value that DJ Lagway brings to the table, I think that also carries weight. That, man, this kid's coming on commercials. Not only does the opportunity that he has currently and what he's associated with is massive, because what other high school recruit do you see right now on a Gatorade commercial? Dale Mariola was number one guy all year. I didn't see him on a Gatorade commercial. I didn't see him on a commercial. Nico Imulava from Tennessee has been getting a ton of rave. Haven't seen him on a big-time commercial, right? And that's big. That's big money. That's not just your little NIL deal for, $250,000. No. This is fat deals. We talked about it with his agent. It's a multi-year deal. That's huge. And so I'm starting to think like, look, those things are all starting to align. This also goes back, in my opinion, to that hire that was it went under the radar. The old Texas A&M AD that moved into that front office staff to handle the NIL stuff. Look, I'm not saying, again, I know it's not directly correlated with the Gatorade deal. But this was Billy moving things off of his plate to see what was coming and allow for certain bodies and people that were better at those positions to manage those things, and it's starting to pay off. That's my thoughts on it. That's my sunshine pumping mentality at the moment. That it feels like our momentum is moving in a solid direction. And look, we always had the joke last year, take 2 steps forward, 5 steps back. We're taking our lumps, but ultimately it feels like we're making more headway as we slowly creep along. Man, I get fired up thinking about the season. I was thinking about the season today a little bit, thinking about playing against Miami. And look, I'm bad. I'm bad about it, bro, because when my head gets out, I'm like, there's no fucking way we lose to this team. The Miami's in shambles. You know what I mean? Like there's no excuse. And I'm so ecstatic and like y'all think that I come on here and just feed bullshit and I'm pumping up Kool-Aid because I want to. I sell myself the Kool-Aid, unfortunately. I'm over here like pacing back and forth. Like I'm concerned for the health of others. Once Florida starts whooping that ass, the obnoxiousness that it's going to just pour out of me. It's going to be like y'all haven't seen Shelton in the capacity of Florida just whooping ass. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have seen it off when we're winning the offseason, which is like a dose. That's a little taste of it. You've seen it when we walked off against South Carolina. That's a dose. You know what I'm saying? That's a little toasty dough there. We come to this bitch 7-6-0. I swear to goodness, I might get banned. Okay, I'm genuinely concerned for the well-being of others because the shit that I'm gonna say to Miami fan, like I'm gonna have to probably put a lock on my Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a lock on the mic because things might be flowing. Extracurriculars might be being poured into the jugular, which might influence more of an obnoxious. You know, I'm just concerned. I'm just giving you my thoughts and opinions about it. And again, the things that we're reading, and I know it's off season, the talent that's there, everything is just, you got to go win the football games, you know? And I know that's what everyone keeps saying, but I don't know. I just have this weird feeling. Like last year, it was like a hope, you know? You feel good, you're excited. It's that romance, that new honeymoon stage where just like, nothing's going to go wrong. I'm not in the honeymoon stage anymore. We've been through this shit. Right? We've been together now for a couple of years. We've eaten ramen from time to time. This relationship's going in the right direction finally. You know what I mean? We're building something special here. That's what I feel like. We're you know what I mean? I'm not just thinking that, oh, this is going to be love forever because it's just the hunt. No. We've seen some shit. We have been through it. And I still feel passionate about you. That's love. Okay? That is unconditional love like no other. And that's what I feel right now. That's what Jaeger-Bombs fueled it. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know what's going to be fueling it, but something of the high capacity of high and something, you know what I mean? We got bail money, Sean. We got you. I appreciate, look, it's going to be mayhem. That's going to be mayhem. I'm excited. It's June. It's only June. It's only June. You know what I'm saying? Winner's point of view, baby. I mean, I can't wait to read that 19,000 times this year. Because the call-in show, here's the other part of it. I also know that Miami game, it's going to bring out some riots on the call-in show. One, I feel bad for Miami fans. They're not going to call in. I know one buddy he always calls in. He'll call in. But the Miami fans, they ain't gonna call in. They know what's up. They know what's up. They'll have to block me on Twitter, Dave. Yeah, Dave said they have to block him on Twitter. It's gonna be bad. Like I was just talking shit to Gabby Urita from Miami. I had to delete the tweet. I was like, there's no need for me to be taking blows to this man on June 3rd on a Monday. It's not needed. It's not healthy. You know what I mean? Like I tone myself back now. I realize the unhealthiness sometimes that I get into. That I'm like, dude, it's Tuesday at 12:30. What are you doing? Like check it in. You know what I mean? We're not even in the middle of the season. I'm taking blows like they just got. Like, you know what I mean? Like he attacked my kid. That's my problem. And I know that. That's my issue. Is that there's no line, there's no like ramp up for me. Once the flip switch, I come at you as if you just attacked my son. Like they're just, and you may have just brushed by me. You may have just like, you know what I mean? And walk by me. If that's the problem is when you hit me with one of those, it's war. It's war. I don't care if it was an accident. It's war. Like that's, if I get to that level, it's war. I've learned to tame, like where I just hit this, and I go, no, you're cool, man. I just keep it going. But if the switch gets flipped, which the season, I'm pretty sure it's going to get flipped. One of those, you're dead. You're dead. Guns blazing. You know what I mean? It's not healthy. It's not healthy, but like it's not my fault. It's not, I don't take any responsibility. I just see red. So what did Muddy ask? You gonna have Lagway on the show to play EA Football 25? My gosh, could you imagine? Let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do. Let me see if I can. Let me see what I. Let me see what I can do. Let me see what we can do. Great question. Muddy asking the important questions. Nobody hitting your nobody's hit my co-star, Perry. Yeah, no, nobody's touching little man. Look, I'm not saying they would, but mentally, that's where I go to. It's like, yo, you just hit my son. And he wasn't even there. But that's how I get. Like, that's the level of, like, crazy that I'm going to turn into. Once the flip switches, is the new turntables. Muddy all the olds. I don't know what that says. Go Gators, high top squad. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Hey, also, too, boys, look what came in the mail. Cody's booster seat showed up. Check this out. Look at this. Look how clean that is, boy. Read and react there from the guys. I do got a bone to pick, Will and Nick. I do got a bone to pick. I haven't read the whole thing. It just got here today. But you did in the front. Hopefully I'm not going to will I just read the whole thing today? You guys aren't going to buy it. I'm just kidding. He did like a little bulletin here. Look, I've been pumping this thing. He gave an entire page to the SEC podcast on their, now look, it's like a hate page, right? Kind of like a motivational page, like Napier isn't the guy. He's under more pressure than this chair I'm in now. Paul, cousin Shane. So big boy here, who's like $1.600. That's a good one. That's a good play on him, on his joke. I like that. I'll take that. If Billy Napier doesn't get fined this tall, the schedule took a step. This isn't even English. Anyways, it's all clips and like little tidbits from the SEC podcast. I just wanted one sticky note that just says Gators by 1,000,000 and then like dash high top sports. Like, you know what I mean? Or just report the news, like literally anything. Literally anything. Like, I know it's like a boo page, but that's just little critique for the following segment for next year. That's all. Just reader's review. Reader's review. That's my only bad take. The rest of it's fantastic. I haven't read it, but I know it's fantastic because these guys are good. I just ordered mine today because of you. Hell yeah, Perry. Let's go, boys. Well, shit. Now I gotta call Will and Nick for my cut. Like, hey, just you know what I'm saying? We're over here selling copies. Can't even get a clip. I'm just kidding. Well, those guys. They'll be on Wednesday. To talk all about it. So it's a lot of interesting stuff. Gonna be sweet. All right, boys. Dope. Gonna be awesome seeing him play himself in the game. That's crazy, right? Imagine I'm playing DJ Lagway on College Ball 25, and we're both obviously the Gators. I'll be like the orange, and he can be blue, and I'll use Graham Mertz, and he can use DJ Lagway. I mean, that'd be sick. That'd be pretty sick. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That'd be pretty dope. That would be pretty dope. I'd be super competitive, though. When I start beating him, like, that's why you're second. I'm just kidding. Start talking. Wait, second string, bro. See, bro? The switch, bro. Gotta be careful. Switch gets buck nasty with it. All right, boys. Well, great Monday show. This is why Monday shows could be competing for the best day of the week, because they're a little uncut, right? These things kind of flare up a little bit. Producer gives me a couple tidbits, like he wanted me to make sure that I bash Cody here on his height. But other than that, he kind of lets me just let it flow, So Mondays have a good time. But I appreciate you guys tuning in on Mondays. I know Wednesday is the bread and butter, but it's always good to chat with you guys on these Mondays. Look, we go live every Wednesday too, except next Wednesday, of course, next Monday, I'll be on a cruise in the middle of the Caribbean. His signal's not great. But after that, we're locked in. So, you guys be good. I love you. Smash the like button. Keep subscribing. And I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace and love, baby.